Hey, everybody. It is Miss Motivational Mogul Mindset, Miss Ava Cherie. How are you today? It is May 5th, Saturday. Oh my God. Time is flying by so quickly. I hope everybody is safe and well and that you're doing great things, making great strives to get to a greater place. I wanted to touch base today's Motivational Moguls literary class, Grown Women versus Girls Play. Hope that you have subscribed to this channel and shared it with your numerous followers as well. Follow me on my social platforms. I am Ava Cherie on Facebook and Ava Cherie on Twitter. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm coming to you with a topic about grown women versus girls play. We're going to continue on because we want to cultivate this etiquette. We want to cultivate this culture and environment. Not that all my views and opinions are right. It's just me trying to come to you with some real things that happen throughout the course of my life, the course of my day, maybe a social encounter or anything that somebody has fed me. Objective looks and viewpoints and taking it all in consideration and putting it on in that good old melting pot as we always do. So that's what the Motivational Moguls Literary Realist class is going to approach right now. We're still in Grown Women versus Girls Play. So I was thinking about some things about the need to impress. I was pondering about that this evening. I left a social engagement and I was thinking about how our cultures, our race, and particularly African American, because I am African American, how we have a need to impress, build ourselves up to one another. But less often than not, we're not celebrated in our own race, in our own culture, in our own families, in our own social environments. Yeah, you can't part your lips to say someone is doing well. And particularly coming from a feminine standpoint, a lot of times women can't just congratulate each other, or we just can't say you're beautiful or you're wonderful or that outfit looks nice or that's a nice car, that's a banging job, you just got promoted. Congratulate you, salute you, applaud you. Instead, we want to take a step back, reassess this person, reassess and reevaluate their circumstances or who we think they are, and not just take into the first notion being they deserve that. Their walk is their walk. What God has for me is for me, but really meaning that thing, really sitting in that thing. Instead, it's like, oh, we don't do that, or we don't do this. It's family against family. It's friend against friend. It's coworker against coworker. It's race against internal racism. Like you're always attacking one another subliminally, indirectly, discreetly, behind the back. Don't mean what you say. Can't have a forward conversation. Can't stay consistent. Can't stay committed. And when you in a girls play versus grown women biz, grown women know how to get to a place, I would say, where wisdom is is a crown of glory, number one. But we also get to a place where we can see we don't have the need to fit what you perceive. We don't have a need to fit everybody's notion of who they think we should be. We walking in confidence. We walking in the fact that you're going to be with me or you're going to be for me or you against me. But it don't matter because I'm still going to shine. I'm still going to smile. I'm still going to laugh. I'm still going to walk this walk. I'm going to talk this talk because everybody likes to be pretentious, set up on some type of false altar, set up on like they came up, like they got something next best thing. And I'm going, not knowing that the person that they may be speaking to only genuinely wants you to have the next big thing, not to use your next big thing, but to promote you, to elevate you, to celebrate you. And grown women versus girls play is when you have a need to impress. It's not an age factor that I'm talking about when I say grown women's biz versus girls play. It's a maturity level that you can honestly, genuinely want to see your sister soar. You want to see the next person climb the ladder and the ropes a different way. I don't want you to walk a mile in my shoes. A lot of people say you couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. I wouldn't want you to because I done stood in the gap. Now, I don't even want you standing on my back no more because we just stood on the backs of so many great women. I want you now to carve your own lane, make it insurmountable where nobody can come along and say you don't deserve it, you're not worthy, you're uneducated, because they didn't allow us to learn back in the day when our grandmother and great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers was, in bondage. They didn't allow us to. So now that we can soar and we can make our things take our ideas abroad and take our education to great heights, why wouldn't I want you to soar? I don't even want my daughter's age group to walk on my back. I feel the gap for some of the things that not even take place in my family. So what grown women biz is to me in this particular night, it's not to impress, to say what you have, what academia you have, what organizations you belong to. This is that and the third, what financial means you have, what financial clout or socioeconomic statuses that you hold. Because if you're grown and you're about your grown women biz, you could be at a level one day and something happens and you plummet to somewhere that you never thought you'd be. Number one, you've never been there, or you never thought you'd go back. So grown women is being so multicultural, so multi-diverse, that you can always embrace, not just for the, you don't even embrace for the worst, you embrace for the just in case. Grown women biz is handling a business to the point where just in case this happens, because this is not my own and it is not my will and it is not my might, I'm going to have this on tuck. I'm going to have this on reserve. I am so full of gifts. I am so full of life. I'm full of skills and talents that I'm going to take something from my bosom and in my womb, and I'm going to pray about that thing and watch it manifest and come to fruition, because I'm multi-gifted, because I'm multifaceted. But if you tell, the question that irks me the most, and I'm just being real with you, is, so what are you doing now? As if me and you was talking when I was doing what I was doing then. So what is it that you do again? Again, insinuates that I told you before. I ain't told you nothing. What you heard, what you thought you heard from the third, fourth, fifth party is not even the contents, or can't even contain what it is that who I am. So when I say that, if I say I'm great, or if I say I'm huge, or if I say I'm full, they're going to think, oh, that's conceited, that's cocky. No, because it can't even contain what God has gifted me with. Things, if you're full, it can't even contain what God's purpose, what you was sent here in God's purpose, God's mission for you. So if you answered the question literally like that, it could be a numerous of answers. So what are you doing now? A lot, enough, great things, multiple things, everything. Take your pick. Why can't you be multifaceted? Why can't we be multi-skilled? They're multi-languages. Why can't we be anything that we choose to be and be great? I think that's an asset. I think that's a huge accomplishment. I think there's characteristic traits and attributes that I would love to have. But when you say that within our own race, sometimes it's like, oh, that person ain't really doing that. Or I just wait to see that happen. Or that person ain't really doing that. Or how you gonna do this? Or they're behind your back stealing, and we always talk about that. So grown women's play is not a need to impress. Because what you do your best. So it's like you don't have to go through life trying to wait for the next question, and so you can go already have an answer like, oh, what you do? Oh, I do this, or I do that, and I do this. No, grown women is playing a cut, eyeing things, watching it unfold, knowing your placement in the conversation in your social environment. Number one is really observing your social environment, acknowledging where you're at, and setting and learning the difference between you setting the atmosphere and the atmosphere already being already being in place. You got to know your social climate. You can't always walk into a place and expect your social atmosphere to meet you where you're at, because it's one or two things. It's going to be above you or beneath you, or it's going to fit. So that was three things. But it's going to be one of a few things. Above you, beneath you, or you're going to fit. And you always want to strive to go higher. So you might come in there and set the precedence and set the environment because it was kind of, whatever, low level, or, if people needed to pull up a little bit, you come in and command, your presence commands some type of change in atmosphere. Or you can go in and you be like, okay, this is my thing, but there's an opportunity to learn some more things. Or you can go in there and be like, oh, I'm a student. Yes, God, I'm in the right class of people. I'm in the right social climate. I'm in the right environment. It's all about grown women's biz versus girls play. You can be a young lady and still be on your grown woman's biz because you had to advance early. You came out mature. You handle business effectively early. It's not an age bracket that we talk about grown women's biz versus girls play. What it is a mindset. What it is how you move. What it is how you think. Your superiority, your powerful, your beauty, what you exude within is what your confidence level is at. Even wherever you're at, you're confident where you're at. It's not you trying to put on airs and try to front like this, or you trying to be heard like you're doing all these other things, but you don't want to talk about the things that happen on the dark side of those things. Grown women's is being able to cultivate your story and you tell it before somebody else tell it. That's grown women's biz versus girls play. Knowing that I'll be the best author of my own story. So let me tell you where I was coming from with this. Let me tell you how I can add to your life and you add to mine, how we can collaborate. And it's not a competition. It's really, when you're about grown women's biz, it's really, really not wanting to take anything off anybody else's plate, but you want to be wiser, and you want to actually add to a community of great women that's getting their groove, cultivating their skills, getting pruned and stretched to where they're going to be, developing their character and the moral standards and just being there for everybody so we can reciprocate great love, greatness, and beauty all in one. So that was my thing for today with the Motivational Mogul Realist literary class. It's grown women's biz versus girls play. Sometimes the most beautiful thing is knowing who you are, standing in your truth, and just really knowing what you can contribute, knowing your limitations, and knowing when your silence and your stature is just enough. Until next time, God's love and God's peace to you. Ava Cherie.